Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. So I've been asked a question on my comments about when the twin is reflecting, because obviously the twin reflects us, well, reflects the soul. What about the blocking and the deleting? How is that reflective? Like, how does that impact the connection? So I thought, yes, let's talk about this because I have a really different perspective and a view on it. I really do. I think when I look back on my own personal journey and those that I work with, I have quite a different perspective, which may or may not resonate. But anyway, let's get into this one. So welcome, I'm Kathleen from Awakening Meraki. So the thing is that everything that plays out in 3D really is irrelevant. The things that do play out in 3D, where they are actually, where you could look at them as being relevant, is the lessons and what the lessons are that you take from it. But ultimately, it is about energy, okay? So the masculine often is renowned for ghosting and blocking and deleting. And what they're actually saying at an energetic level is that energy is too much. I can't cope with this energy. It's way too much. And when you personally get out of that crazy heightened energy, you will also resonate that it was too much for you. And it's not until you can bring that energy down that you realize why the ghosting and the blocking. However, the ghosting and the blocking at a physical sense has no impact on the energy. It really doesn't. What impacts the energy is your thoughts, your emotions, and what actions you are taking. So you can ghost, you can block, you can delete, do all of that in the physical realm, but this connection surpasses anything in this physical world. So, it transcends all of that. This is a deeply sacred, mystical journey of the one soul. And so anything that plays out in 3D is really about lessons as opposed to what it's doing at an energetic level. It's your thoughts, it's those actions that you take. So for an example, if you are constantly stalking them, for an example, constantly searching them on social media, it doesn't matter how much they ghost, how much they block and delete. If you're still trying to actively do that stuff, energetically, you are pushing your energy out. So the ghosting and the blocking is more, it's a sign, it's a signal to go, hey, stop, way too much going on here energetically, and we need to bring the energy down. That's why they do it. But here's my thing. This journey is about the feminine polarity, being the alchemist, and what's going on here is the fear. So there's two parts to this. There's that crazy energy at the beginning where it just builds and repels, right? So you're magnets and then it repels. It has nowhere to go. And so that's why suddenly they pull away, and it can happen very quickly. And then you've got this big energetic wall up in the middle of you now, that like the two magnets that you can't bring together. And so it's this energy in here that's all the distorted, it's the core wounds, it's your fear-based energy. It's all those emotions, it's all the I'm not good enough and all these kind of things. Now, I know a lot of coaches will say you need to block, you need to delete, you need to put things away, you need to deal with all that stuff. But I have a very different perspective now. I'm further on this journey. And, just with the people that I coach, I actually feel instead of the blocking and the deleting, and I am going to say we need a no contact period, absolutely. However, what we need to learn is how to sit with the energy. We need to learn how to sit with the emotions. So like I said, it doesn't matter what you do. You can ghost and block and delete and do whatever you want, but actually it's the energy that matters. It's the underlying energy. And I can ghost and block and delete, but still go and get 1 million psychic readings, and so it doesn't really matter what the ghosting and the blocking is. It's not going to do anything because at an energetic level, I'm still shoving all my energy out, right? And so I would rather help people sit with the emotions that are rising within you and teach you, coach you, guide you as best as I can to sit with those, sit with the feelings that are rising. And there's a reason why I want to talk about this is because, we look, I'm 53, and I can tell you in my generation, or certainly in my household and many of my friends and family, we didn't know how to hold emotions. We weren't shown to. We were shown to stuff them down, shove them under the carpet. Children are seen and not heard. And so from a very, very young age, I did not know how to express myself. And particularly in a family of four, and being the third girl and being a little like bit of a wild child, it's like I've got a voice and I need to use it, and I'm going to use it, and I'll find any which way to use it, right? And so, but I didn't learn how to use it in a way that wasn't going to project myself onto others, and because this is the conditioning. And so I know for me, I did not know how to hold and sit with my emotions. I was never shown that as a child, and I'm not, that's no, certainly I'm not trying to call my parents out or anything, because they equally didn't know either. And so it's all just this lineage stuff that's handed down. And then we get on this journey. It's like, shit, now I don't know where to put all these emotions. And so what do? We project it out. We push it onto others. I mean, or we pull it back. But either way, either or is not healthy. And ultimately, what you've got to learn on this journey is how to sit with them, how to process them, how to let them move through your body and out without pushing or retreating back, because both are fear. You see, these feelings and these emotions are just suppressed. They're sitting in the energy field, and they need to come up. Soul will bring them up. The twins literally just activated them. And when you really delve deep, the twins not created any of it. It's just that we're projecting it onto them and blaming them. Well, the ego is. But ultimately, these energy patterns have been playing out since I was a young child, for an example. And they've just played out. The twin comes in and activates it to a heightened level so that you can now deal with it and learn to come into a really peaceful, balanced place where you've learnt how to work through your own emotions. You're not pushing them out. You're not got these big conditions and expectations that someone's going to make you feel better, because the only person that can really do that is you, is yourself. And this is where I like to guide and help people. So yes, if you're in that crazy toxic energy, a disconnection is necessary. Ghost, block, delete, throw everything away. I think it really does depend on the individual and how addicted you are to the twin. I was absolutely in just batshit, off the charts, crazy addictive energy. I really struggled with it for a very long time. But then I work with people that aren't in that energy, but they need to learn how to work through their emotions. And, I think this journey is way more complicated than it actually needs to be. And I guess that's because there's so many mixed messages, but equally, ultimately, I should say, is you need to resonate. It has to resonate with you. You need to find somebody, if you're really struggling, that really resonates with you, but you do need to bring the energy down for sure, for your sake and for their sake, because it's your soul energy you're now learning to work with, and it's incredibly powerful. And so you do need to learn to work with that crazy energy, and you want to get out of the toxic energy, that push and that pull. It is not easy, particularly if the masculine's coming in really hot and heavy sexual energy, but yet they're in another relationship. I'm not saying you need to put up with any of that, because you absolutely don't. And I wouldn't either, and never did. So, yes, I did the dance, but any third-party connections, I was out the gate. So it's just, because that's about honoring, right? That's about honoring you and not engaging in that. And there's a lesson within that. There's a reason why these things play out. Everything on this journey that plays out on your unique path is meant to happen. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't learn the soul lessons that you've needed to learn to help bring you into this beautiful, peaceful energy. And it's in this beautiful, peaceful energy where things really shift. You see, your masculine's not separate from you. And so I'm going to touch on this as well. Whatever you believe that you can't come into union, then you won't. Whatever you listen to other people say, which are picking up on their fear-based energy, by the way, oh yeah, but not all twins come into union. That's just bullshit. Don't listen to it. Don't buy into it. You know your soul. You know your connection. You know your journey. You know your path. And I will always guide you back to soul. I will help support you and guide you back to your soul. That's where your true answers are. All that other noise out there around, oh, this is, they're not really meant, they're just, not meant to come in together. Not all twins are romantic. What a load of BS. It's your divine counterpart. You were made in pairs. So unless they're not on this planet anymore, don't buy into it. That is their fear-based energy. Don't take it on board. Listen to your own intuition. Listen to what your soul is guiding you. Because your soul, I can tell you, will always be guiding you back to self. And your masculine also will guide you back to self. That's what they do. That's their role. Because this is about you, ultimately. It's about you coming into a place where you have really looked at all your shadow parts that's been reflected to you, so you can sit with them and learn where those energetic patterns come from. And typically they come from our lineage, and they come in places that you don't realize. And I've had some huge aha moments just in the last few weeks about my own childhood, which was actually a really lovely childhood for the most part, but I was picking up on parental anxiety. And so I became this people pleaser, this person that wanted to make sure everyone was okay in the family. And then we start playing that out with our siblings. We start playing it out in relationships with our own children and so forth, so forth. And those are the patterns that you need to collapse. No more self-sacrificing. And this is where I would rather help you sit with those, help you see those energy patterns so you can transmute them, so that they don't keep playing out through your lineage. That's what I believe we need to be focused on, not this ghost and this block and the delete and shut everything down and just shut your whole heart chakra down that you've just had activated. I can tell you, for me, all that did was invoke a shit ton more fear that I never had to begin with, and it made me put that person on a pedestal. Like, I was already doing it already, but it was like, oh my God, they must be so amazing. I can't touch them. I can't go near them. Like, no, they are still a human being at the end of the day. And the more you can sit and let the energy move through you in those earlier days, and we teach that as opposed to ghost, block, delete, detox. Yes, calm the energy down. Absolutely. I'm not saying reach out and connect. Okay, let's get very clear. I'm not saying reach out and connect, because the feminine polarity should not be. She needs to get into her divinity, into her own magnet. Okay, I'm not saying reach out. But what I am saying is, let's teach you how to sit with your emotions and sit with the energy and learn how to work through it, as opposed to getting into more fear-based energy and making it like that they are something that you just can't ever touch again, because that's what that message sent to me. And I needed something different. I needed a different approach. And that's, you either resonate with this or you don't. But just so that we're really clear, I am not suggesting that the feminine polarity picks up the phone or keeps messaging the masculine. No. I'm saying let's learn how to sit in those emotions and let them come through, and what are the lessons and where are the energy patterns, so that we can help transmute them. So that is my little message for today, sitting in front of my very feminine energy Christmas tree. Anyway, hope this really helps some of you. In terms of the mirroring part, the reflecting part, look, it doesn't really matter what you do in the 3D. What's reflected back to you is the soul work, okay? It's not about what you do in the 3D. It's the soul work. It's the energy. That's what they reflect back. Are you in peaceful Zen energy, or are you in chaos? Because if you're in chaos, they'll be in and out, or they'll disappear. If you're in peaceful Zen energy, you're either repelling or you're magnetizing. Okay, so it's not about the physical part that you do, it's about the energy. The energy is all that matters on this journey. It doesn't matter what you say, what you've done, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter what they've said, done, it's irrelevant. It's the energy. And twins, in the beginning, they come in and out to help you come in and learn about balancing this energy. And that's what they do. That's part of the process. Some just disappear. Some have big separations. I had a mixture of both. And, you know, both are to help and support you. But it's learning how to navigate that, because it is challenging, particularly if they're coming in and out. But do you know what? I don't think either one's not better or worse than the other. You know, they're both equally challenging, because it's got nothing to do with the physical. It's all to do with the energetics. So it doesn't matter if you don't see them for a year or two. Trust me, energetically, they are coming in and they are doing things. Things are still going on. You still get the longing, you still get the pull, even if they're physically around you or they're not. It's because it's nothing to do with the physical world. It's all to do with the energy. Anyway, sending lots of love.